China agrees with what Foreign Minister Lavrov said. The enemy state clauses is an important provision of the UN Charter. As we mark 80 years of the Tokyo trials, to reaffirm these clauses and underline their binding force is of particular importance for defending the outcomes of the victory of the Chinese people's war of resistance against Japanese aggression and the world anti-fascist war and thwarting the resurrection of militarism. Japan needs to be reminded that instruments with legal effect under international law, including the Cairo Declaration, the Potsdam Proclamation and the Japanese Instrument of Surrender, stipulate Japan's international obligations as a defeated country and serve as cornerstones of the post-war international order. Fulfilling these obligations is the political and legal prerequisite for Japan to be readmitted to the international community. Today, however, the Takeichi administration keeps sidestepping the issue of historical crimes with no sign of remorse, and even goes to great lengths to whitewash and glorify them, as part of its scheme to abandon pacifism, break free from the constraints of its constitution and domestic and international laws, and ratchet up remilitarization. This is a blatant challenge to the post-war international order and a flagrant provocation to peace and justice. All peace-loving nations need to jointly reject and check Japanese right-wing forces' dangerous pursuit so as to safeguard the outcomes of World War II victory and the post-war international order and ensure that the tragedies of history will never be repeated. Artificial intelligence is the collective wisdom and precious asset shared by all humanity. It is a widespread expectation of the international community to carry out extensive AI cooperation, and all countries have the right to decide for themselves who they wish to partner with according to their own national conditions and development needs. China firmly opposes forcing countries to take sides or creating bloc confrontation on AI. We hope that all sides will abandon the zero-sum mentality, advocate solidarity, respect digital sovereignty of all countries, and build a just and equitable system for global AI governance, making AI an important driver for shared prosperity and common security. We have responded to questions on this subject. A peaceful and stable peninsula and a political settlement of the Korean Peninsula issue are in the interest of all parties. Upholding the One China principle is where public opinion trends and the right thing to do. The international community's commitment to the One China principle is not to be shaken. China commends Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's remarks. Let me stress once again that there is but one China in the world, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. China must and will achieve reunification. This will not be stopped. China and the ROK are neighbors and cooperation partners. The all-round rapid growth of bilateral ties, since diplomatic relations were established 34 years ago, has delivered tangible benefits to both peoples and contributed to peace, stability, development, and prosperity in the region. We believe Foreign Minister Wang Yi's upcoming visit will boost efforts on both sides to deliver on the important common understandings between the two presidents, strengthen communication, enhance mutual trust, deepen exchange and cooperation, and make new progress in the China-ROK strategic cooperative partnership.
Our Japanese colleagues, our neighbors, have certainly crossed the line of propriety with their completely unacceptable statements claiming that the President of the Russian Federation cannot visit any part of the territory of the Russian Federation. As for our ambassadors, yes, the Russian ambassador was summoned to the Japanese Foreign Ministry, where this protest was lodged against him. When we learned how Ms. Takeichi and her foreign minister had characterized our president's visit to his own territory and his own citizens, we immediately summoned the Japanese ambassador. The response from the embassy was rather vague. They hemmed and hawed before explaining that he could not come on either Friday the 14th or Monday, August 17th. That is, today, claiming he was either out of Moscow or feeling unwell. We never quite got a clear picture of the situation. This is certainly surprising, given that the ambassador is known for his boundless energy. In any case, we have summoned the ambassador. He is due to come to the foreign ministry, and we will discuss both the conduct of the Japanese leadership regarding President Putin's visit to the Russian island of Churup, and the way the ambassador ought to conduct his work in the host country, respecting its laws and procedures applicable to foreign diplomats in that country, in this instance, Russia.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.